In 1945, a scout camp was founded on property purchased from the Schill family by the Archdiocese of Regina. The Archbishop at the time was Archbishop Monahan. When the camp originally opened, camps were 2 weeks long and were either all boys or all girls. Eventually, operation of the camp was taken over by the Knights of Columbus, and they ran the camp for many years. The Camp Monahan Association was formed in the 1980s. The association currently runs the camp, while the Archdiocese maintains ownership of the property. Camp Monahan has a history with the local Indigenous community and has recently hosted members of the Star Blanket First Nation. In its early years, campers would assist with various jobs around the camp, sorting and burning garbage, laundry, and even smaller construction projects. Larger projects would obviously require professionals who had the proper equipment to get the job done. It wasn't all burning garbage and trying to not get your fingers stuck in the wringer washer. There was still plenty of time for swimming lessons, rowing, races, canoeing, and various sports. Children would eagerly climb aboard buses to spend a couple weeks at summer camp. And just like in the early years of camp, busloads of children still come to enjoy time at camp. In addition to the regular overnight campers, the first challenge is getting prepared to go on their journey, which includes packing food and other supplies for a week-long canoe trek.
I am Isaiah Brown. I am volunteering to lead the Senior Challenge this year.
I am Josie Dale. I am a counselor here at Camp Monahan. It's my second year on staff. And this year, I came here when I was a kid. So I've been kind of growing up here and I always wanted to be a counselor here. But so I'm taking Senior Challenge out. So what Senior Challenge is it is a 7-day canoe trip over the Qu'Appelle River, kind of, all the way from Catepwa to Crooked Lake. So what we're doing right now, all my kids are packing their food and packing their lunches for the week. But what we're going to do is we're going to get out of the Catepwa Lake and then we get onto the little river. We have to do one portage, so we have to pick up all of our stuff. But we're going to be tenting on the side of the river every night. It'll be a fun trip. It's just lots of paddling. We're going to stop in Ellsboro, the town. They have a nice church, and every year the Senior Challenge goes and stops through there and they sign their names on it. So it's like a little nice tradition we have. But we make our own meals. We're going to be roasting everything over a fire. We're going to try to do like 6 or 7 hours of paddling a day. It just depends how far we'll get with it. But overall, the trip is about 200 kilometers from here to Crooked Lake. We might not finish it. Some years they haven't. My year when I did it, we did finish it. But very rough. It was right at the end of it.
Hopefully we make it. Depends on the river levels. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. And that really changes how fast you move.
As they prepare for their trip, the rest of camp is buzzing with other camp activities.
I did. Did you have fun in the truck? Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine.
So what are you doing? We can't move that. Maybe move it.
Whether it is setting up their sleeping area, going to Discovery, learning to build shelters, or playing games with the Omniball, the shrill sounds of children having fun pierce the countryside. As the summer continues, the second challenge group is preparing to depart on their journey.
My name is Qu'AppelleValley, and I am working on the Junior Challenge hike around Qu'AppelleValley Lake. It's my third year at camp, but it's my first year doing Junior Challenge.
My name is Kai Poulin, and along with Qu'AppelleValley, I am running Junior Challenge.
Basically, it's about a 3 to 4 day hike around camp. So we start at Camp Monahan and we move to La Brette, and then from La Brette we go to Qu'AppelleValley Beach, and the last night is a 4-hour hike to camp off the side of the highway.
And this trip, I think, really teaches you that, like, you can do it, and regardless of how sore your calves are, how sore your legs are, how tired you are, that if you just keep walking, you can do it. And I think that translates to life, where if you put your mind to something, and I know this sounds like a cliche, but yeah, if you put your mind to something, you can really do it. And teaches you that the hard times aren't so bad, and the view does get good when you're at the top of the hill. So if you're willing to climb the mountain, the view is definitely worth it. Is, I think, a metaphor to life that really applies to Junior Challenge. And because I remember personally when I was a camper, there was no better feeling than turning onto the highway and seeing the camp sign and the garbage bin at the end of the road, and just that. I remember all of us just doing a sprint back down to camp. And yeah, it was one of the most rewarding feelings I've ever had at camp, and the challenges are by far my favorite aspect of camp. I think it's a great thing that we offer.
And with that, they're off to start the challenge. He is right. The view from the top of the mountain is definitely worth it. Many campers and counselors have roots that extend back many years, if not multiple generations, forming a strong foundation of returning campers and staff. They tell us their thoughts on why they love camp and what makes it special for them.
Hi, I am Sarah Dell, and I've been coming to camp since about 2008, between being a volunteer, being a staff member, being a camper.
Hi, I'm Shannon Chappell. I was a camp nurse here back in the late 1990s.
It's so beautiful. It's a nice place to come and find community and find love and joy in a group of people.
This is probably my 15th year at camp in some way, shape, or form consecutively. I teach canoeing out here. I'm the canoeing director, and also one of the lifeguards for the beach. Just the friends I've met at camp I still keep in touch with today. Lots of different people on staff. The connections you make are like none other.
This is my first year staffing, but I've been here for a couple of years. So every year is always fun. You get to meet new people, and those who go usually come back and work here, which I like.
Well, I'd like to just say look around. There's number one. The setting, it was a place, oh, I'm gonna cry. It's the place I grew up. Oh, so many things. Oh, just being away, well, even in this day and age, being away from technology is a good break. Again, learning to live with others, huge. Learning to rely on yourself. when things aren't going your way, the resilience that we see in our campers as they struggle and learn and just end up loving camp. Yeah, huge.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We love camp, and you know, we met here, we got married here, so it's an important part of our lives, and we just wanted to make sure that it was, you know, in good hands, and we had the flexibility. Well, I had the flexibility to be here during the summer, and I think that's really important.
So my name's Marilyn. This is my daughter Clara. This is my mom Kathy. We're 3 generations from Camp Monahan.
Right now, my husband and I are bringing our grandkids now. They just started this year. So our oldest is 11 and she'll be here for a 3-day camp. And then we also have a friend from Vietnam and we brought their little boy and he'll be doing a 3-day camp as well.
I first came to camp because of my family's history with it. My grandma was a counselor out here and was on the board, and as well was the camp chief back in her day. My mom and auntie both worked out here, so when I was eligible for Scamper Camper at the time, they signed me up, and even before then my grandma used to bring me out here, and yeah, so camp's been part of my life a long time and I've loved every second of it.
I'm running arts and crafts this year at camp, but I've been going here since I was 7, and this summer I turn 18, so I think this is either my 10th or 11th year.
Well, I started going to camp as a camper in 1976 when I was 8 years old, and then I proceeded to come to camp every summer until I was a CIT counselor. Worked out here until 88.
My parents also met here when they worked here together, Tammy Appel and Carrie McDowell, and that's how I got introduced to camp. And Ryan, my husband, was brought here with a friend, and then we got to meet here together. So yeah.
I just found so much love out here, the community. This is also a place where I just feel more connected with God, feel God's presence out in nature and His creation.
The thing that pulls me back the most is the community. It's not something that just happens throughout the summer. I have connections with people throughout the entire year.
Kind of like a safe space for me. It was a great community, very supportive people, very nice people.
Camp is my happy place. And keeping that relationship and being able to come out here, help out in the kitchen, come out here when it's this time of year and do some repairs, work with the camp family that there is, it has definitely added to my life.
We're pretty much at LeBret. There's a lot of walking in LeBret to get to where we need to go, but that's fine.
The Junior Challenge group had a semi-eventful time going around the lake as some of the potable water sources on their route turned out not to be, and a heat wave hit at the same time. The Senior Challenge group, on the other hand, had made incredible progress and completed their journey in record time. We caught up with them at Crooked Lake to discuss their thoughts and feelings about the challenge.
Alright, so we started off Saturday at like 8:30 or so, and then we paddled like 10 hours that day. But it wasn't a lot of paddling, it was kind of a lot of like, we would paddle and we'd just hang out on our canoes and drift. Like the current was with us the whole time. It was super nice. Like it kind of took us a lot of the way. So everyone was super happy on Saturday. And we got to our campground, which was a day ahead of schedule. So when I did the challenge like 5 years ago, the place where we slept the first night was where I had slept the second night. So we were already ahead of schedule and they were super proud of that. So it was good that day. And so last night we were gonna find a spot around 4 o'clock, like Lisa had told us to, which we were on the track of that. So we stopped at the last bridge and we made supper, and there were some horses with us. It was super nice, a little freaky. The horses were right next to us. I didn't want them to come down and kick us in the night, but the kids wanted to keep paddling. They wanted to try an evening paddle, so we were like, you know what, we'll have a nice supper. So we made burgers. They were super filling. It was super good. And then we left for a paddle and we started to look for a spot. No spots. The river was pretty high, or the ground was pretty high, river was kind of low. So we kept paddling and it was getting darker, and then it got darker and a little darker. But then the kids all loved the evening paddle, and the moon was super bright, so it kind of helped us out a little bit there. And we had some flashlights. We were a little nervous, it was getting a little cold, but everyone kept checking in, they were good. We had lots of food. They got all my sweaters. They were not all great paddlers in the start, but they are all now. I can say that for a fact. They learned a lot of skills. They can build some fires, cook their own food. We tried making bannock one morning. It was a little sandy. It wasn't the greatest. That was probably our worst breakfast, but it was so good. So their cooking skills probably improved. I watched some of them cut the food that we were preparing on Friday or whichever day we're preparing it, and they've all gotten better at cutting their food. It's a little better now, but no, it was super good.
So I guess we started from Qu'AppelleValley, made it all the way to Crooked here in 4 days. We did it really fast. The kids were really excited to get paddling. They were really excited to be out on the river, honestly. I think the biggest challenge we probably had to face was the river banks. They were like really high, so finding places to land was usually pretty difficult. The river was probably 3 feet above our head for most of the challenge. So once we found spots to pull in, that was usually when we could do it. Yeah, on the satellite it looked like an island, but when we got there it turned out to be just like a marsh. So we actually had to paddle across Crooked and a little bit of dark. We had a nice moonlight coming in. We could still see pretty well, actually. I really noticed a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Persistence from the group. Like they were really eager to keep going and just keep challenging themselves, and I think they were really good about that, and I think they learned a lot about themselves and what they were capable of.
A lot of just nothing and rowing, but also a lot of the times we were just all telling jokes, just in general having a lot of fun.
Senior challenge, it was hard, but it was so much fun. We definitely have beaten a record. We got here in 4 days instead of 7, and one of the times I threw out my shoulder, so I was in a sling for a bit.
This is my first time doing senior challenge. I've been to camp for 3 years, including this one. Yeah, a couple fun things for like the challenge was we got to stay on beaches. We stayed in some guy's yard last night, and the food was great. Got to see a lot of animals, got to see some horses, some cows, deer. Tried to catch fish, then our fishing rods broke.
This is my 3rd year coming to Camp Monahan. I came in 2022 and I did like at the camp, and then last year I did one at the camp, then I also did junior challenge, which is hiking around Qu'AppelleValley Lake. So then this is my 3rd year at camp. I've enjoyed senior challenge, it's been fun. Neat that we were able to break the record of getting to Crooked soonest. Funny story I have is last night when we were canoeing in the dark, we heard, like right beside us, we heard running in the bushes, and it sounded like we were joking. We thought there was like a Sasquatch in the bushes or something.
My favorite part of the senior challenge camp was when we got to canoe with different partners, and maybe when we were like, I don't know, probably seeing like horses and cows and all that, and maybe canoeing on the first day for 10 hours was the hardest part. Yes, this is my 3rd year of Camp Monahan. Maybe trying different things and, I don't know, exploring and trying different things would be the best.
I've learned how to canoe. I've gotten better at setting up tents, and I've had a lot more experience with the outdoors.
Probably the different friends I can make and the memories.
My favorite part would be making new friends and enjoying the wildlife and the nature.
My favorite part was honestly the canoeing in the dark.
why I think Camp Monahan is important, or just going to a summer camp, is it gets you active, it gets you social, you get to see things that you wouldn't normally see, do things you wouldn't normally do.
I'll leave you now with a message that is written on the wall of the pool house. Joe Camper's just a little guy. He could be you, he could be I. But here at Monahan, we like to say, he's every camper who has come our way.
I am Joe Camper.
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 We are Joe Camper.
We are Joe Camper.